Hi, everybody. It's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert, where I teach empaths and highly sensitive people how to shield and protect their energy. So tonight, we're going to share a tool about how to protect your energy field during Venus retrograde. So first, I'd like to let you know really quickly that if you go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on sessions, I'm going to be in Denver Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. Because there's so much going on, I've allowed a few more days so that I can get to see each and every one of you, and you can click on sessions and book it right there online, or you can call the store if you like to schedule a session at 303-964-9339. Now, let's talk about what's happening. I'd like to say hi to Tracy and hi to Ron. And tonight, again, we're going to be talking about how to have safe boundaries during Venus retrograde. And as you know, we're about almost halfway through a Venus retrograde. And Venus has been asking us to look inside of our hearts, to look at the dark places in our lives and release those or heal from them as we move forward. So if you're empathic or you're highly sensitive during this time, it can be really challenging because not only are you processing your own emotions, your own shadow self, and figuring out what to leave in and what to leave out, what relationships to foster and what relationships to cut. But it being empathic or highly sensitive means that you were likely absorbing the energy from other people and you're sensing it. And it's really an overload, and it can cause us to be very, very exhausted or tired a lot of the time. So tonight, I'd like for you, if you don't already have pen and paper, those of you that come every Tuesday know pen and paper is best when you come. If you can reach some very quickly, I'm going to share with you a way that you can set yourself up to get help. So if you are highly sensitive or empathic and you're feeling so overwhelmed, so stressed out, and you really could use some help with your shadow self, but again, you have fear about seeking somebody else empathic to help you, it's understandable, because when we do that, we get depleted because we end up giving the last of our energy usually to that healer, because maybe they haven't cleaned themselves up yet, or they've absorbed other people's stuff. There's a variety of reasons. So before you go and seek help, the first thing I'd like for you to do is to get a piece of paper out and write on that piece of paper across the very top 3 of the major relationships that are causing you to look at your darker side, to look at your darker self. So for some of us, that may be a parent. There may be a lot of energy, negative programming, thoughts from our parents coming up. Oh, you'll never be good enough. You'll never amount to anything. Different things like that may be coming up for us. So if that's a relationship that your darker self is coming up, bubbling up, showing you, then write on the top of your paper on the upper left-hand side, parent or their name. And then in the center, write a second relationship. So we're looking for a total of 3 relationships that are being reflected from your shadow self to work on. And it may be an old flame you haven't thought about in years. It might be a current relationship that you're having. It could also be the relationship with money. It could be the relationship with your health. Any part of you that's coming up to be cleared. Any part of you that's being shown, again, Venus retrograde is about usually love and good, yummy energy. But when it's in retrograde, it helps to bring up the shadow self. And there's other planets in play as well. And the full moon is coming up. So it's really pushing a lot of us to bring forward the darker sides of ourselves and examine them and not stuff the negative energy down. If you missed last week's video, go ahead and check that out because we talked a lot about that last week. But let's get on to the exercise. So once you've established the relationship, the 3 at the top of your page, choose one of them and go down about halfway and write the name of that relationship, like mother, brother, father. and draw a circle around it. And then on the top right-hand side, draw a line up and put what makes you feel unsafe about that relationship or in that relationship. What makes you feel unsafe? Something that was said, something that you experienced, something that you remember. But in relationships, we can often feel unsafe. We have fear. We can have anxiety. So that's the first thing to write. Draw a line from your circle to the upper right-hand side and write what makes me feel unsafe. If you need more paper, use more paper. Then on the bottom part of the circle, draw a line down and write, how does that relationship highlight why I feel unsafe? Generally, if we have a relationship with a person, a love interest, or a mate, they will mirror back to us some of our biggest insecurities. And that comes from usually childhood or another person. It's usually something they haven't done. And so that would be how your relationship highlights an owie for you and causes us to feel unsafe, which is the first thing that we drew in the top. Then draw a line on the right side of the circle coming out and write events or traumas created by that relationship. So we're looking at what makes us feel unsafe. How does the current relationship we're talking about highlight that? And then what events or traumas created that? So perhaps your spouse let you down when you really needed them to support you. And it really hurt. And it brought up a lot of dark, negative feelings within inside of yourself of low self-esteem or unworthiness. And although it wasn't very nice of your spouse not to support you, it may not energetically be that big of an issue. But when you look at why that makes you feel unsafe and then ask how the relationship highlights that, you're going to be able to trace that back inside your shadow self. Now, that's the exercise. And once you have those things written out, it's then safer for you as an empath or a highly sensitive person to reach out to a trusted practitioner and have an energy clearing, because you're now focused not only on yourself, but the energy you desire to have cleared. And if you take that information with you when you go to an energy clearing session, you can stay focused. And when you're focused on yourself and receiving the energy clearing, you're less likely to pick that up from the practitioner or any energies in their space or office that haven't been cleaned out yet. Let's see who's joined us. Okay, hi to Patty, hi to Tim. Thank you for joining us tonight. So are there any questions about how to draw a relationship circle and what's to be included on the inside or the outside of the circle to help you to be able to get a handle on the Venus retrograde and get some help if you need it to clear energies? The truth is that, even as a highly sensitive person and an energy worker myself, I would love to be able to clear all my own energies, but there's blind spots I can't see, and sometimes my ego gets in the way. So I have trusted people that I go to help me do my own clearing. But that's it. I wanted to keep it, the desired outcome was to keep it short tonight and just share with you how to help you progress through this. So if you write out those 3 wonderful things on the outside of the circle for each one of the major relationships you listed at the top and work through them, you may be able to release those energies from your own mind and your own heart without an energy clearing. And if that's the case, that's awesome, and go for it. Otherwise, I will be at For Heaven's Sakes Books this week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There's special pricing on Friday and Saturday. You can find it on my webpage at toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on personal sessions. Right now, there are spots available, but usually they will fill up very quickly the day before, so you'll want to get right over there and grab your spot quickly. And then if you would rather, if you live in Loveland, Colorado, or Fort Collins, or maybe Wyoming, I will be at the expo, the Body, Mind, Spirit Expo at the ranch, November 3rd and 4th. And so you could come out and see me there live and in person, and I will share more information on that next time. So have a great and wonderful night. Big hugs and kisses to you as you work through Venus retrograde, as you work through the darker aspects that are coming up to be cleared. Remember to release them, work through them. Please don't push them down, because if you do, it's going to be harder to sleep and work through things going forward. So great big hugs and kisses to everybody, and have a great and wonderful night.